as if frozen in time. 8 most well-preserved fossils ever discovered. Fossils are formed in different ways, but most are formed when a plant or animal dies in a watery environment and is buried in mud and silt. Soft tissues quickly decompose, leaving the hard bones or shells behind. Over time, sediment builds over the top and hardens into rock, and this is when the process of erosion occurs that these secrets in stone are revealed to us. But there are some prehistorical finds that defy this conventional theory of fossil and procedure of fossilization. These great findings have made scientists astounded because they are beyond any traditional archaeological discovery. They are so well preserved and in so exquisite condition that they make us believe that they once somehow froze in time. We have for example, 110 million year old nodosaur fossil. You can see its spikes on the back. This is not a dinosaur fossil, it's a mummy. Scientists think the 110 million year old nodosaur was swept to sea by a flooding river, sank and landed on its back, and was pressed into the ocean floor. It's so well preserved that it still has intestines and weighs 2,500 of its original 3,000 pounds. This prehistoric armored plant eater is the best preserved fossil of its kind ever found. And 2, the Dogor, an 18,000-year-old pup. This was found in Siberia. The pup was frozen in Siberia. The remains of this prehistoric animal are puzzling researchers because genetic testing shows it's neither a wolf nor a dog, meaning it could be an elusive ancestor of both. And next we have this 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock position. Well-preserved Megalopteryx claw. And we can see the well-defined nails on it too. The thing scientists discovered was a perfectly preserved claw that still had flesh and muscles attached to it. It's a preserved Megalopteryx foot, the last moa species to become extinct. For millions of years, 9 species of these large flightless birds, known as moas, thrived in New Zealand. Then about 600 years ago, they abruptly went extinct, shortly after humans arrived in New Zealand in the 13th century. And then we have the Liuba, 42,000-year-old woolly mammoth. The mammoth named Liuba, discovered in 2007 by a Siberian herder and his 2 sons. Liuba is a 1-month-old woolly mammoth that died nearly 42,000 years ago. She was found with her skin and organs intact and her mother milk still in her stomach. She is the most complete mammoth ever discovered and is teaching scientists more about why her species went extinct. And then we had a blue babe, 36,000-year-old Alaskan steppe bison. During the summer of 1976, the Rumans, a family of miners, discovered an incredibly preserved carcass of the male steppe bison embedded in ice near the city of Fairbanks, Alaska. They named it Blue Babe. It's a 36,000-year-old steppe bison that once roamed the mammoth steppe, along with ancient horses, woolly mammoths, and woolly rhinoceroses. Blue Babe is on display at the University of Alaska Museum of the North in Fairbanks. These majestic, long-horned creatures went extinct some 8,000 years ago during the early period of the Holocene, the current geological epoch. Then we had the Edmontosaurus mummy. A century ago, father-son team of paleontologists, the Sternbergs, uncovered an exceptionally well-preserved Edmontosaurus hadrosaur in the deserts of Wyoming, the United States. The preservation quality was so astonishing that skin, ligaments, and various other articles of soft tissue were in enough well condition to conduct an in-depth research. The Edmontosaurus mummy is officially known as AMNH 5060, which is now in the collection of the American Museum of Natural History. And then a 42,000-year-old Siberian foal. Scientists found 42,000-year-old foal in Siberia. It still had liquid blood. This is the oldest blood in the world, called the Lena horse. The Ice Age foal was found in the Batagaika crater in eastern Siberia. It's thought to have been just 2 months old when it died. And then the Yucca, 39,000-year-old woolly mammoth. Yucca mummified woolly mammoth roamed the earth around 39,000 years back in the past. Yucca again found in Siberia permafrost and was between 6 to 11 years old when she died. It's one of the best preserved mammoths in the history of paleontology. Yucca stayed in such good condition because she remained frozen for a long time, unbroken period of time. The mammoth fell into the water or got bogged down into a swamp, could not free herself, and died. Due to this fact, the lower part of the body, including the lower jaw and tongue tissue, is preserved very well. The upper torso, 2 legs which were in the soil, were gnawed by prehistoric and modern predators and almost did not survive. Although the carcass was frozen for millennia, scientists were able to extract flowing blood from Yucca. And then we have the Valley of the Whales in Cairo, Egypt. And you can see this. The Wadi al-Hitan Whale Valley in the western desert of Egypt contains invaluable fossil remains of the earliest and now extinct suborder of whales. It was designated a UNESCO World Heritage Site in July 2005 for its hundreds of fossils of some of the earliest form of whales, the Archaeoceti. So this is from Collective Spark by Inhale in Ancient Mysteries. Please leave your comments. Thank you for your support. Kindly support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.